Hello, it's Drew here from Drew's Crochet, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really easy butterflies. Now you can see you can make these from just scraps of wool. I've used 3 different colours or 2 different colours, but you can use any colours you want with any scraps of wool you want. I've actually using a 3mm hook with double knitting, DK knitting wool, but you can use anything you want to, what fits the hook basically. Now, if you know the basic stitches, I'm using American terminology, so if you know basic stitches of single crochet, double crochet and a half double crochet, slip stitch, chain stitch, you're good to go. Okay, so as it's spring, it's a nice time to do a butterfly. So without any further ado, let's get on and do it. Right, we're going to start off with the blue center. Now all you need to do is make a slip knot and then chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now once you've got those 6, you want to go back into the first stitch and do a slip knot there to make a circle. This is where we're going to be putting all the stitches for our first round. Okay, now the object of this round is to use double crochet stitch, and we're going to be making 8 clusters of 2 double crochet stitches. Sounds harder than it is, honestly. So for our first double crochet, we're going to do 3 chain. Now we want to do another double crochet, which is simply yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops. So now we got our first cluster of 2 double crochet. Now we want to chain 2. Now we want to repeat that 8 times. Well, you actually repeat it 7 times, but we want 8 clusters in the end in the first round. So we'll do another double crochet. Okay, a second double crochet followed by 2 chain. Okay, so now look, we've got 2 of those clusters. We want to get, as we finish, we want 8 of those in the circle. Now I'm going to carry on and do that, and I'll come back to you when I get to the last cluster. So pause the video and do the repetitions, and we'll be at the same page when we get back. Right, so we've gone round the circle. I've got my 8 clusters. I'm just going to finish off on the final 2 chain stitches. Now to finish that round off, you want to go into the top chain because you created the first double crochet with 3 chain. So go into that top chain there and just slip stitch it together. Get it in there properly. There we go. Now it should look something like that. Now we want to just cut that off. We finished with the blue now. You can pull that through. Now for the next round, all we're going to be doing is we're going to go into the white. We're going to be using white, and to join the white, you simply put your hook through there, hook it, pull it back through, and then attach, like so. Now for this one, we want to be making 8 scallops, because eventually each scallop is going to be part of the wing. But each scallop is made up of simple double crochet, and it's going to be 5 double crochet for each scallop. And we're going to put them in the chain spaces that we created in the previous round. So simply yarn over, go into the next chain space, 2 chain space, and do your first double crochet. That's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, after the end of the first scallop, that will be 5. Now just to anchor that, you go into the space between the 2 double crochet from the previous round and just simply slip stitch it. Right, now you want to repeat that scallop in each of the chain spaces of the previous round. And when you've done that, I'm going to go all the way around, and when we're back to here, I'll come back and tell you what to do next. Right, so pause the video, do all the scallops, and I'll meet you back when we're back around here. Okay, so I've gone all the way around doing my scallops. I've just got one double crochet to go into the final scallop, and then to finish it off we just want to go back into the same chain space where we started, well, between the two original double crochets, and just slip stitch it. Now when you're going to cut this piece of thread, you want to leave a little bit of a line there. We're going to be using that later on to attach the antenna. That should be about enough. We'll just cut that off there and pull that through. Right, now at the moment it looks like we've got basically a very well packed flower. But what we want to do is, now is where the magic happens. Using that line as a side bit, you want to fold it in half back on itself, and then you'll start to get the butterfly shape. You see, top wing, bottom wing, and keep that on the side there. Now you want to take the next colour. I'm going to use a nice bright red, patriotic. And what we're going to do is we're going to form a nice little spike at the top here for the top wing, come round, crochet these two sides together and put a spike on the bottom of the middle of each wing, and carry on up and put one at the top. So in the end we're going to get one that looks a bit like this. Okay, so get your red wool, just like we joined the white wool. We just go, but this time you've got to make sure that you go through both sides. So you see you've got both sides there. Just hook it round and secure it with a single chain, and that will do it nicely. All out of the way. Okay, now to start off with, in the first stitch we are going to go a single crochet into the same stitch there. Now going back into the same again, we're going to do a half double crochet. That means yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over, bring it through, yarn over and pull through all three. That's your half double crochet. Now for the little pointy bit, we're going to do a nice picot, which is 2 chain and then do a slip stitch into the base of the first chain, which like that there, and that creates a nice little point. Now going back into the same stitches did the half double crochet, we're just going to do a single crochet like so, and that is the first point. Now to finish this wing off, we're just going to go around that scallop, so that will be another 4 stitches, just single crochet, but make sure each time you go through both sides so they come together. That's 2, 3, and coming up to the 4th one to end off that wing will be 4. And when you get to the bottom of the wing, you want to keep the scallop, so all we do is we go in there and just do a slip stitch. Now we're going on to the bottom wing this time. Now we know we've got 5 stitches there, so we're going to, in the middle of that, we're going to do our picot. So we're going to go 2 stitches, make sure you go through both, single crochet for 2, then into the 3rd one we're going to start with a single crochet, then in the same stitch we're going to do a half double crochet like that. Then you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, slip stitch into the base of those 2 chains. Don't pull it too tight because it's difficult to get your hook back into it, just like I'm doing there. There we go. Now, and then into the same stitch again as your half double, we're going to do a single crochet. That's a nice point at the bottom then. And then we finish that wing off by doing 2 single crochet, like so. And then slip stitch to end that wing. There we go. Now, having done half the butterfly there, we're just going to do the same thing in reverse up this side. So that means we're going to do 2 single crochet, which will be 1 and 2. Then to the 3rd one we're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet, means put the yarn over, then go through. Then we're going to do 2 chain, go into the base, slip stitch, single crochet into the same stitch again, and then finish the wing off by doing 2 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, like so. Always make sure you've got both sides attached. Finish the wing off with a slip stitch, and we're on to the final wing. Now this is like the first one, so we want to do 4 single crochet to start into each of the preceding stitches. So we got 1, get on both sides, 2, that's it, 3, and coming up again to the 4th one, which then leaves the top stitch for our picot. So we'll go into the top, go through both sides, it's a single, then it's a half double, then we want to chain 2, go back down into the base and slip stitch that to make the point. Apologies, there we go. And then finish off with a single crochet in the same stitch again. And that is finished off our point. Now all you need to do is cut the wool, pull it through. Now then, you can see here, right, you'll want to weave these ends in with your needle, that's fine. But what we've got now, still got this piece of white. So you can see that we've got a really nice butterfly there coming. Pull his points out. And the next thing to do is we're going to do the antenna. Right, I'll meet you back when I've put these points in. Okay, so we're all ready to make our antenna. Now it's simple. It's just a length of white wool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a knot in one end. Get that knot as near to the edge as you can. It's not very good, but if you've got a length end over, just snip it off. Don't snip it too near the knot, as the knot will come undone. But what we want to do is we want a nice length, not too long, but just below the tip of the wings, probably like that. So we want to know our other knot will be about there. So we'll do another knot here and get it to be around about there. It's not an exact science. Yeah, that should be about right. Yeah, that's nice. And then cut off the other side. So we've got our antenna. Now all we need to do is take the wool, piece of white wool that we left hanging, thread it onto your needle, like so. And now all we want to do is we want to get this piece of white wool into the center. So you just go through underneath the blue so you can't see it and come out in the middle of the hole that we created to begin with at the front. And you see just around about there, it's not there. And now we can simply loop it over our antenna. Make sure so the antenna is under there. Go into the back of the circle and come out through the same hole that we went into a minute ago. Like that. Make sure that the antenna is like even. Like pull it round until it is. And when you're happy with it, just pull it tight. So you've got your nice little antenna in the middle. Then we can simply go back under the blue, up to the white, and then secure your white where it can't be seen. And that's the antenna of the butterfly all completed. Very, very simple. I'll just weave your end in, cut it off. There we go. Cut the end off. And that is our butterfly. Very, very easy, but quite lovely. Now, if you like that tutorial and you'd like to see other things like that, then why not subscribe down below, and then as soon as I make another video, you can see the next pattern that I can bring you.